Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. Today we will be presenting our group project named Makanan Tradisional di Malaysia. So our group consists of 4 members, which are me myself, Muhammad Faiz Ahmad bin Fakrul Razi. Next we have Amir Firdaus bin Osman. Then the third member we have Amirul Iman bin Ahmad Kefli. And the last member is Muhammad Amiruddin bin Zulkifli. So today we'll be presenting our web application titled Makanan Tradisional di Malaysia. So to describe about our project, so we'll be using front end, which is HTML and also some of the JavaScript. And to call the back end, we will be using XML HTTP request and also AJAX. And for the RESTful service, we will be use all the request methods, which are get method, post method, put method, and also delete method. And for the backend, we will be using PHP Slim as our framework. And for the database itself, we will use MySQL. So without further ado, let's start with our presentation. So this is our localhost, which is localhost cuisine API barisan makanan.php. So basically this is our front end, and as you can see we have a lot of menu over here, which is all Malaysian foods, Malay, Indian, Chinese, add food, update food, and also delete food. So to describe about our project, so basically our project consists of all the Malaysian foods, and it will be divided to 3 cultures, main cultures in Malaysia. So the first one is Malay, second is Indian, and also the Chinese. And to make it more understandable, we go through the database itself. So as you can see here, we have collections COA, and this is all the data about the Malaysian foods. So you can see we have the category of 3 culture over here, which is Malay, Indian, and also Chinese. Also its name, like lemak over here, ketupat, thosai, putu mayam, dim sum, and also nasi ayam Hainan. As well, we can see here is the description of each name, the ingredients of each food, and also the image, this group. So we go back to the web itself. So as you can see, if we go through the all Malaysian foods, if we move our cursor here, it will display all the foods that have in the database. So as you can see, we have here the nasi lemak as mentioned before, and then as well as the rendang, the satay, also lemang, and some of the Indian food like putu mayam, thosai, and also for the Chinese, we have like dim sum and also mooncake. So this will show, for this part, it will show all the foods, all the Malaysian foods. Next, we will be divide all these foods to 3 cultures, which is Malay, Indian, and Chinese. So if I move my cursor to the Malay part over here, it will just display all the Malay foods. So as you can see, the nasi lemak as from before, and as we move down, it will be till the end until this part, like ketupat, lemang, rendang, satay. So these are all for the Malay foods. And as we move to the next part, which is the Indian, now it will just display all the Indian foods. Like here we have the roti canai, roti naan, thosai, putu mayam, and also nasi biryani. And lastly, for the Chinese food, if we move our cursor over here, we will go through all the Chinese food. As you can see, we have the char kway teow, nasi ayam Hainan, and also dim sum. So this is all the part using the get method. So that is all for the HTTP request for the get method. Moving to the part, the next, which is the add food, update food, and also delete food. So that is all for my part. I'll be passing to next member. Thank you.
Now I will be introducing the other functions that we have in the project. So besides the categories of food, you can see that there are 3 other functions, which are add food, update food, and delete food. I will be explaining about add food. Add food would be adding other foods into our list. So how do we do this? First of all, we will have to go to the add food page, and then here we see there are 5 blank fields that we can fill in. So first of all, the category, it's either Malay, Indian, or Chinese. So let's put Malay. And then the name, the name of the dish, let's put lok cheng. And then the description of the food, I'll keep it simple. I'll put a tasty snack. And then the ingredients of the food, I'll just put fish and then the image URL of the food, ching.jpg. And then we can add the food. So when we go over to the list, we can see that our newly added food is right down at the bottom. And then when we hover over to the category, since it's a Malay food, we can go to the Malay food and then we can see it is also present here. So that's from the front end view or the web page view. Let's see from the database view. So here we can see that in the database, when we refresh it, we can see that it is already added to the database. And that is all for me for add food. I will pass on to the next person.
I will present to you of the update function for the update food. So we will update the info of the nasi lemak, which is the category, name, description, and the ingredient. We will update the ingredient. So we will change the Malay, which is Malay nasi lemak. Description, we will rice dish, and ingredient we will say rice, santan, and telur. And we will put the nasi lemak JPEG. So when we click the update food, so when we go back to the D, it will display the ingredient that we have just input, which is rice, santan, and telur. So from the perspective of the exam, we can see that when we reload the data, the description and the input of the data will be changed, which is rice, santan, and telur. So that's all for the update.
Well, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, and now we will continue with delete method. Okay, in delete food, we can put the name of the food that we wanted to delete, and then we press delete. Right. For example, let's take a look at our database and pick one. Right. I think lok ching. I will choose lok ching. So here, yeah, lok ching is already there, and then we delete. And we refresh the database. It's take a while. Okay, as you can see here, the log ching is already deleted from our database. Alright. That's all for me. Thank you.